So, guys, Star Trek Phase 2, The Lost Show, The Lost Star Trek Show. Yeah. Think you know everything about Star Trek? You might not, because I remember learning about this years ago that before Star Trek, the motion picture, before Star Trek The Next Generation, there was Star Trek Phase 2. Now, this was a proposed TV show. They did the pilot and 13 scripts. That was what was planned, and it was going to be for a network, a Paramount Television Service, but it was never realized. It was never, brought into production or put online and broadcast. It was going to be a fourth television network. Now, later, Paramount Pictures did create a fourth network, or UPN. But by that time, it probably was a fifth, right? Because you had CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox. So that was four. And then that was kind of like a fifth one, I guess. UPN, United Paramount Network. Didn't last all that long, but for Star Trek Phase 2, very interesting in terms of what it was going to be and why it was going to be. Why? Well, because Star Wars was doing so well. And that's a real vital element to this. Star Wars was a massive hit in 77. So a lot of the studios were like, what are we going to do? Paramount had Star Trek years before, of course, the first. Now, before they went to motion picture, Star Trek Phase 2 was, hot with production, but then they said, you know what, we're going to make it a motion picture. So they decided to make it the big budget Star Trek motion picture for 79. Now, all the sets, the props, a lot of the stuff wouldn't go to waste because they took the the standing sets of Phase 2 of the TV show and they reworked them, because on a film screen, on a huge screen, you're going to see a lot more detail. So they had to finish them up, detail them more, and really polish them. And then all the miniatures, the Enterprise and any spaceships that they used for Phase 2, they had to kind of scrap because, TV, the visual resolution was much lower. So they had to rework all that. And of course, they put a new director, a new sort of admiral, like Admiral Kirk, but this was Robert Wise. They got a feature film director to do the motion picture. And then later, of course, United Paramount Network came about and Star Trek Voyager in 1995. So about 20 years later or so, about 18 years later. So there you go. That is Star Trek Phase 2. It is something that is really a footnote in history. But I believe two scripts for Phase 2 were used for Next Generation, for Star Trek The Next Generation. I think The Child definitely was one when Troy gets pregnant, that episode. I can't remember the other one. But so Phase 2 definitely influenced later Star Trek, both the motion picture and Star Trek The Next Generation. There you go. Seek out what could be Star Trek Phase 2. There's some books on it, some videos as well, and take a shot, take a look. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.